Welcome to Drinkin Bros fake news. Take all of that in. Everybody who's been watching on YouTube, congratulations. Christmas came early at the Jared Taylor household. Lord Hot Dog, what made you want to go full Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas today?
You know, got a girlfriend now, so this is it.
It's the new you.
This is it. This is what you get.
This is the new you. Drink it in. Giorgio, go ahead and punch in on that too there on Jared. There it is. My God, man. Can I just say that this is the best you've ever looked?
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
I know, I mean of all time.
Yeah.
We've known each other now for 6 years, and this is the best you've ever looked. This lady must be special.
Very.
You're really leaning into being a total piece of shit, which I appreciate. Because I don't look like it, but that's what I do every day too.
You look the part now, you know.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I should be wearing glasses now on this side to match you. Perhaps I will. I got a nice pair of blue blockers at the gas station a couple days ago, so feeling real positive about these guys. And that way we can just both embarrass our lovely ladies. Oh, you got a little eyewear yourself, huh?
Yes, but this is just for the news, so people take me seriously.
Those are the J. Anus
That is
glasses.
that's what's going to be taking you seriously?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Here, we're on the same level, right?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Now,
Okay.
serious newscaster.
It looks like you know the Dewey Decimal System, and that's about it.
The rivalry between
like
you
a-
two makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
Yeah.
Every time we go in public, you two are arguing with each other. Jared starts, like, he wears a diaper most of the time, so he will, like, scoop it out and throw his feces and shit. And it's, like, we can't get a seat at a nice restaurant anymore because of you two assholes.
It's very true. We got
We got
kicked-
apprehended.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
almost
got
have gotten
apprehended.
apprehended many times.
Yep. Yep. It
And
usually gets so uncomfortable that I walk away.
you have to walk
Yeah,
away.
I have to
Dan
walk away.
actually stays and just watches because
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he
I'm-
enjoys it.
I'm never more at home than when everybody else around me is uncomfortable.
When I started
Yeah.
when I started shouting in Vegas that I went through your phone and saw you sexting my brother, that was probably one of my favorites.
yeah, at the bar when we were waiting for a drink, and I think that's where it started, where we were like, they're not even fucking paying attention to us.
Was that this
And
year?
that bartender was so fucking embarrassed.
So embarrassed.
Was that
So embarrassed.
Was that this year in January?
Oh my gosh, no.
Was that
2 years ago
3
now.
years ago,
Yeah.
probably.
Who
It
knows?
might even been more because I think it was right after the Range 15 trailer release.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so you're
right.
looking
Remember,
at
we were always at,
2016.
we were all at
Yeah.
Hooters
Yes,
on the
yes.
strip.
Yeah.
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 That's when we started the fake fights.
We love that Hooters on the Strip in Vegas, by the way.
And we love fake fights. It just does. It makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
It's one of Evan's specialties too, and he does it. Evan's actually a 3D chess player when it comes to this stuff, because his dad is old as fuck, right? He's
Right.
1,000,000 years old, right?
Yes.
Ed, he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
6,000 or 7,000 years old.
Yeah.
At least.
6,000, 7,000.
He'll be in line they'll be at like a gas station or something, and Ed will be in line, and Evan will just walk up and fully interlace, grab his hand like this, and hold hands with him.
Yeah.
And Ed is an old white man from Idaho, so you can imagine how he reacts to stuff
I
like that, right?
love this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's because it doesn't just make everybody around them uncomfortable; it also makes both people and the situation uncomfortable. Everybody's involved.
It's also that generation, too, because
Oh, yeah.
they don't show affection. That generation, like my grandfather,
Yeah.
right? He did not show affection like that. So, therefore, any form of interaction, hugging, intertwining of hands, all that other stuff, did not happen, right? It's just that generation. Ed doesn't do that shit. Jared, I'm glad to see you're doing that shit in public and showing your love for it here.
Listen, I'm having the time of my life right now.
I could not tell. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, hammer the like button. They're really going after anybody who is remotely conservative right now as we get closer to this election. Because let's face it, there should be 10,000 people watching Jared Taylor with this outfit on right now.
This is how I want people to deliver my news, right?
I would respect it. I mean, the only thing missing is a lawn chair here.
Yeah. There's an old joke. I can't remember which comedian told it, but he was like, if I'm asking somebody for directions, I'm not going to ask an able-bodied person. I'm going to ask this guy with one leg over here because he knows all the shortcuts. You know what I mean? And this guy has clearly figured out all the shortcuts to life. I mean, fucking look at him. Are you
right.
kidding me?
Right.
Best
He
in the
has
biz.
it
He's not
figured
working
out.
hard, ever.
long hair.
Doesn't care.
Longest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Long hair and Ranger underwear.
Doesn't care. Doesn't care. Welcome to Fake News, everyone, where we're bringing you the realest fake news of the week. Typically, our third or fourth story is a get fucked Don Lemon story. We're
that's
actually
top of the hour.
going
here.
to lead with it today.
Because he's such a massive piece of shit.
Why is Don Lemon a piece of shit,
Oh,
Dan?
my
I feel like you have to introduce this
Well,
segment.
there's a lot of reasons. I mean, we all remember recently with him saying, "Oh, this violence looks bad for Democrats in the polling." Like, oh, is that the problem?
Yeah.
Shit, I
Yeah.
thought it was the businesses burning down and the people getting fucked up.
No, it's optics.
So on Monday night during his handoff to Cuomo, Lemon floated a solution for the masses who are disenfranchised by both parties. He said, "quote unquote, we're going to have to blow up the entire system. You know what we're going to have to do? You're going to have to get rid of the Electoral College because a minority in this country get to decide who our judges are, who our president is. Is that fair?" And then Cuomo obviously was like, "No."
No, we're
No,
not.
he
gonna do that.
literally was
Hey.
like, "Yeah, I don't see it. No, it's not happening. Plus, you need fucking 2/3 of Congress in the Senate to vote on that. It's not happening."
Yeah, and look, here's the I guess overarching theme with the Electoral College that people bitch about is there is huge states like California that get a million delegates, right? It's got to be portioned out with the rest of rational America because California on its own could almost change the election. Like it wouldn't really matter what the other states did if everybody in California just went and voted.
Right, yeah.
Or you could just pare it down to two states, California versus Texas. The problem is so many Californians are moving here to Texas. It is eventually going to fuck this state as well. You have to have an electoral college in place. So that's not going to happen. I don't think anytime in the near future. Do you?
No, I mean, look, the reason the Electoral College exists is to make sure that cliques, like niche sociological groups in different areas of the country, don't gain too much power over everybody else.
Right.
What works in New York and California doesn't necessarily work in Missouri, right? That's how life works. That's the reason these very smart dudes a couple hundred years ago figured that out. Before we even had a structure for government, they figured that out, right? And put that shit into place. This is another attempt by the left to engineer some kind of power because they can't win elections. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you can't win elections, if you can't gain the popular support of the people, then you can't fucking institute your bullshit. And like Pelosi's threatened this week to like, yeah, we might impeach him. Fucking
Yeah.
over what? For fucking doing his job, you bitch. Like,
tried
what the
that
fuck are you
already.
talking about?
Yeah, you tried that.
You tried that and you lost that already. And the other thing that I can't figure out is, according to CNN's polls, Biden was up by 15 at one point, 11. Last week's poll, he was still up by 8.5. If you're talking about blowing up the Electoral College, you clearly know Trump is going to win this election.
Yeah. They're pretty aware, but yeah. I mean, look, Biden's lost 8 points basically in the last 2 months from either hiding or saying stupid shit when he does come out and start talking.
Yeah, but you think it's just going to be full send on Tuesday?
Yes. Yes.
You're talking about he's getting injected with fucking Adderall and fucking B12 for sure.
No, I mean like is he just going to get demolished?
Oh.
We'll see. It depends on what they've got him juiced up on, but I still don't think he can hang with Trump, frankly.
And
No.
and it depends on what your definition of,
Well,
do you know what I mean, of success is on which party you're.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
there's one thing that there's a character trait that Biden has that I think is going to explode in this debate.
Yeah, he gets
Look
angry.
how mad he gets when someone calls him out on his bullshit. Like he challenges old men to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let's do a push-up contest. Now he's going to be face-to-face with Trump, and Trump's going to call him on his bullshit. I think he's going to derail Biden in the first 20 minutes.
Biden's going to
the
try.
And
point-
he's gonna like come out from behind
Well,
the
like,
podium and like
yeah.
Well,
because-
maybe.
mask off.
There'll definitely be some like Arthur cartoon clenched fist pauses where he's trying to control himself. But the first thing that's going to happen is Biden's going to try to refer back to all the social justice stuff going on right now and infer that Trump is a racist. And Trump is going to turn around and say, "You authored the crime bill, period."
Yep.
Yes,
The
but
end.
we're forgetting the fact that I don't even believe that anyone is even a swing voter, or if anyone is not decided already. So
It's not just about changing minds. It's about motivating people to actually go out and deal
To
with
actually
the shit
go
show
out.
that's going to be a vote this year.
right.
Yeah.
So it actually doesn't matter what either side says. The bigger the cacophony.
You should be talking to your own base right now at
Right.
this point.
Yeah.
Which is why the debate's happening so late in the political season doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not politically expedient for either party. that it happens, unless you have a candidate that's clearly better than the other one.
No, and if you look at the date, so the first one is September 29th.
Right.
That is 44 days before this. No, I'm sorry, 34 days before the election is. That's not enough time. You're right. This should have been in June or July. Give people at least 2 or 3 months to think about who they're going to vote for, watch the debates, and say, yeah, you know what, that might change my mind. Because right now, early voting starts on October 13th.
Yeah.
I'll be there day one. I can fucking guarantee you that. Other states have already started. For us, it's October 13th here in Texas. Other states have already started. I'm with Jessie. I don't think anybody's minds are going to change, but I don't know how anybody on the Democratic side is going to be enthused to get up off their couch and go stand in a line and vote for Biden on Tuesday.
They don't care what Biden does or what Biden says. They're only looking at Trump.
Yeah, I mean it's
No.
They're only
there's
looking
not
at
a
their
single-
hatred. They
there's
don't
not
care
a
what he
single
does.
person that I have engaged in arguments with on that side that actually says anything that they like about it.
like tell me why you want to
Their
vote for
side.
Biden in a sentence that does not include the word president and Trump in it.
Right.
And no- like,
100%.
No
And-
one, literally zero people on earth can do that. Well, he's a fucking, and it's a platitude, right? Like, imagine being the party that has been for social justice and against police overreach over the last 6 months, and then nominating an old white dude that wrote the crime bill, and then the fucking attorney general of California that put more people in jail under that bill than any other fucking attorney general. What and I repeat, the fuck is that shit?
Right, but I
because-
just don't like Trump's tweets.
Yeah.
Like
You know what I mean?
he's
He's not
obviously
nice.
I mean, they
racist.
still are saying this. The arguments from my fucking idiot friends in the Pacific Northwest, because they're all fucking weirdos now,
Sure.
are Trump said grab her by the pussy. I go, I don't care. I've heard you say this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how
Fill in the blank.
I love
Like,
how Jared says my friends are all fucking weirdos dressed like this. Go ahead and
Yeah,
flip
yeah.
that back over,
Hey,
Giorgio.
I'm just saying, man.
If you can believe it.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
No, this is evidence-based dressing is what I call that, right? So he basically went out into the market,
Yeah.
tested a couple different uniforms out, if you want to call it a uniform,
Sure.
and then he came back to this. This has been successful for him. He's going to go with it. That's data science, brother.
It really is.
And it, you know, it's driving her crazy. She loves it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
That's
Gotta do
probably not true, but
She
We have
encourages me.
no evidence of that.
we'll
but
deal with
okay.
that later.
Jared, her, by the way, is Jared's new girlfriend who is in the studio today. Yeah. And if it's driving her crazy, we should have her on at the end of the show to ask her about that look in particular and what it is that actually drives you crazy about it. Now, me as a man, I love it because
Right.
this is your peak right here.
Great.
I think we come up with a character here. You know, I think I got my.
Is it a character
Well,
anymore?
no, not really, but it's a
No.
brandable look. Like, you know, Matt's got his prettiness and his amazing chiseledness and shiny muscles and things like that. And I get to be.
Pish.
Ish.
Pish.
I'm Dr. Gonzo, baby.
We don't want
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Guy, if you watch the movie or read the book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, you'll notice that Dr. Gonzo got out of there while the getting was good, right?
Yep.
Before Johnny Depp had his fucking Hunter Thompson had his whole fucking meltdown.
Yeah.
Just saying, he's the smarter of the two individuals.
So look at the big guy over here. Look at the big guy. Next up, the way the media talks about Brett Kavanaugh represents everything that is wrong with this country. Obviously, they're replacing RBG, R.I.P. RBG. Ruth Bacon Ginsburg is no longer with us. Second day in repose. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area and want to get a selfie in front of her casket, pop on over there. So, of course, Kavanaugh is back in the news again and the way he was treated when he was in front of Senate. We're not going to have that probably this time.
No, it's-
because it's going to be a woman.
I think it's going to be Barbara Lagoa because I think Florida is a very important state to win, and nominating a Cuban-American woman is going to go very far down there.
Now, you can bet on this, and the Vegas money is on the one that you're calling.
Colorado, Coney.
It's not Coney, is it?
It is.
Amy Comey? Or
No,
something?
Coney is her first name. I thought it was Coney. But
It's Coney, like a hot dog?
Coney.
Or an island?
Yeah, that's Coney.
Yeah, it's Coney.
Coney, right?
Like
It is
a-
Coney. I've heard it.
Yeah, it's how you spell Coney Island, but that's a weird fucking name.
Strange. So,
So you think it's who?
Barbara Lagoa.
Barbara Lagoa.
Yeah. But the Vegas money is on Coney.
We'll see.
Hey, we'll find out. But
Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, you see all the hens clucking over this right now. It's amazing.
It's going to be great. But here's the thing with the Kavanaugh shit, you're not going to be able to dig up, some dude that's she put a strap on and railed and be like, oh my God, remember that party in
Well,
1982?
maybe, but to be honest, that would make me more likely to vote for her because,
Yeah.
just like Matt Gaetz said on the show yesterday, right?
How did that go?
It was great.
He's
He's fucking
fantastic.
great. He's like everybody knows in the show that I'm not like a conservative dude or anything, but I like that dude, and it's because he fucking just says shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, this is real, so that's what's real.
I had a really wild show with Leo Jenkins yesterday. It was fun.
Oh, we
he
love
stopped
him.
in. Yeah,
Love Leo
Came up from
Jenkins.
Mexico, and it was really good because he has been looking at the United States from afar for the last 5 years. Because
He's been
living-
looking at the world from afar. I didn't even know he had technology anymore, to be honest with you.
Dude built a house. It's an amazing story. He went to. I remember he called us and said he was going to Baja to surf.
Yeah.
In Falcor, the van that he bought in
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Walked into a bar that was themed like The Big Lebowski.
Nice.
And met a Canadian yoga teacher, and they've not been apart since.
And they have a kid.
Have a kid.
Have a
got,
child.
Got
And
married.
it
Wow.
Built a house in Mexico.
And it appears as if they live on beaches.
yeah. They live a quarter of a mile from their house is the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
And he has 8 books that are done, just getting ready to be published.
Really?
8. He finished 8.
Jesus Christ. Look, if you're in the middle of nowhere with nothing else to do, you might as well be writing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And we should send him a Ghostbed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros.
Spooky.
Sleep so good it's scary. 30% off if you're a member of the military or first responder, a teacher, or work in the government. If you're a regular dum-dum like myself, you get 25% off and 2 free pillows with a mattress. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, where, as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. And all of those deals that I just mentioned are applicable with this mother squeezing fucking mattress, dude. So get on it. Go there right now. Next up, 2 men accused of providing material to support ISIS for attack in the U.S. Christopher Sean Matthews of South Carolina, who also went by the alias Ali Jabril, and Jalen Christopher Molina of Texas, who also went by Abdur Rahim.
Yeah.
Big fan of those names.
Yeah.
Had been conspiring for several months to provide material support to ISIS for an attack inside the United States before their arrests were made on Monday.
Do you want to take a moment and collect yourself?
I would love to. A little bit under the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Take
his
a drink.
disgusting tiny children got
Oh,
sick.
do you?
and,
Yeah. What's going on over there, huh?
well, not this.
My
bullshit.
children. My children are sick.
his
Yeah.
children
Yeah.
are gross. So these 2 dudes, they have them on tape discussing an email discussing bomb making, and Molina told Matthews, quote, "We need to stick together. We need to defeat them. We need to take a lot of casualties," as they discussed their plans to kill people. And then Matthews also suggested that we best to attack either government centers or instead of places like malls where innocent children are. So, at least there's some honor amongst terrorists these days. They don't want to kill kids. At least these 2 don't. But the potential targets were the Trump Tower in New York, the Stock Exchange, several others. These guys were also in contact with a woman in Europe that was a known bomb maker, or at least facilitator of bomb making, right? Who I don't know what her
Who's
status
running
is.
ISIS these days? Like,
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
They
I
need
think
a better leader.
I think ISIS
Yeah.
is like Antifa, to be honest. It's just a bunch of
They just
independent
take
cells.
credit. Take
fuck,
credit
we're-
for things.
We're
yeah.
now ISIS.
Here's
Yeah.
the reason I put this in the fucking article, because the charge is conspiring to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, and it only carries a 20-year sentence.
That's it?
Like if you try, especially anybody who, like, if you're an enemy, when do we start being so nice to these people? Like if you all of a sudden start supporting a terrorist group that's trying to take down America, you got to die.
Yeah.
Like, drag this motherfucker. Actually, you know what you should do is mail them in a Wayfair box.
There it
to any of the basic training or school of the infantries around the country, and just let those guys, like, let them loose on the compound, and you got to go hunt them.
That'd be great.
Like, why not? Fuck these people. This is not a human being. Somebody that would fucking commit
Try and
an act of
overthrow-
terrorism.
yeah, overthrow
Like,
a
that's
country.
not a fucking human being to me. This
Get rid of them.
Are
cover
these
them.
just random white dum-dum
They're,
dudes?
I don't know if both of them are white, but one of them definitely is.
And they're just randoms.
One of them's a honky, huh?
Well, one of them is last name Molina, so that's Hispanic of some sort.
Okay.
But the other one is Matthews, and that's definitely I saw his picture. He's definitely.
Is
white.
he related to Dave by any chance?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Gary Matthews, actually.
Gary Matthews. Okay.
Breach Matthews.
I didn't know if he was under the table and dreaming. Man, I would like to see old school town square shit where we just hang them and then have a party around that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Punxsutawney Phil for Groundhog's Day, but for just hanging terrorists. You know?
Yeah, or something weird, impaling maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to impale them.
Do you know how that works? Like you put somebody on a fucking either something like this, a triangle shape, or an actual spike, pretty much up their ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you put weights on their feet, and the weights slowly drag them down as they get split in two.
That'd be a great one to see.
Vlad used to do that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's where he got his name.
The Impaler.
Yeah.
Vlad the
he had a
Impaler.
garden of humans on spikes, and he used to go out and have lunch. Big lunches. Just in his garden.
7 courses.
Big lunches.
Yeah, no, huge lunches.
two
Like,
and-
he would have like 18-course meals like in his garden of people on spikes. That was his thing. I was, because nobody ever made a good movie about him. I don't know why there wasn't a blockbuster about such a fucking
Watching
weird.
a dude.
Well, in today's
big
Hollywood,
lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have to be like Will Smith. They'd have to diversify. You can't
you'd
have a
have to
white
play it.
lead.
No, not anymore.
Well, actually,
Not
there
on
was some
anything.
there was some DNA research that came out a couple of weeks ago about Vikings and how they weren't all white and ginger beard. Like the idea of a Viking wasn't necessarily being Norwegian or being Scandinavian at all. It was more of like it was more like being a soldier or something like
Antifa.
that. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it was more of an ethos than it was an actual race. So there's a lot more Vikings out there apparently than we knew before.
Yeah.
Of varying races and whatnot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah. Let's get some pictures of them. By the way, what I was just drinking off air was Liquid IV from liquidiv.com. I am trying to rehydrate. 2 children are sick, therefore I am sick. And there's nothing that will rehydrate you faster than liquidiv.com. Jabes, tell them what the promo code is.
For
Drinkin Bros.
Drinkin'
There it is. 25% off. Tell us a little bit about Liquid IV.
Liquid IV is a hydration packet. You put it in your water, it will hydrate you 2 to 3 times more than just drinking this bottle alone. And right now, that's very important. You need to hydrate. Somehow I'm
Yes.
not sick. You want to know why? Because I've been drinking Liquid IV. It also has vitamin C, B vitamins, zinc, all kinds of stuff that's going to keep you healthy.
There it is, Japes. You seem to be questioning that a lot.
Questioning what?
You gotta say it firm and with force. You need to get Liquid IV or you're gonna die at home. There's a good chance that you and your loved ones will all die
I don't like sitting
if
by
you're
you.
not drinking liquidiv.com.
Well, I don't like you sitting by me.
Promo code Drinkin Bros.
Well, I wouldn't wanna sit by
25%
you.
off.
No,
Yeah.
there's nothing. I don't want to even be near it.
I don't even want to be near you.
Get your body away from my
Or
body.
get your body away from my body.
Jabes to the center. I vote Jabes in the middle.
Jabes in the center. We'd like to see Jabes in the center. That'd be nice, wouldn't
Jabes
it?
in the center.
It'd be nice for the people.
Sounds like a shitty MTV sitcom.
Jabes in the middle.
Jabes in the middle.
Jabes in the center.
Center Jabes.
Next up, we got One Nation Under Surveillance. A new report by safety.com, which everybody spends a lot of time on, finds that surveillance technology is spreading to every corner of the globe. Studies estimate that there will be around 1 billion security cameras filming worldwide by 2021. Between 10 and 18% of those devices will be in the United States. I'm surprised that it's not at 1 billion right now.
Well, look,
It feels like it.
you are the one that says technology is just not there yet, so you need to calm down.
No,
We'll get there. Just relax.
I don't need it there. I just assume that everywhere I go is being surveilled, or there's a camera there.
Well, it is. I mean, look, the
Otherwise, I would have murdered like 30 people by now.
the data shows that the average American gets caught on security cameras 238 times per week.
Holy shit. All right.
That is the appropriate response.
Yeah.
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 And it-
Exactly. But then when stuff like Jessie Smollett happens,
Yeah, there's one
where's
camera.
the surveillance?
No cameras.
Well, that's when you go to a remote location and hire a camera crew to film the fake crime, right?
Ah,
You know, he
yes,
set all
yes,
that
yes.
up, right? That wasn't real.
He what?
He said it wasn't real.
He said it
No.
wasn't real?
No, he set it up. It wasn't real.
No, we
that was
know
real.
that,
Yeah,
but there
yeah.
was only one camera, and it was
his.
facing away.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the security, like on
Like
the
security
side.
cams,
the
so they had him
security
like
cams, yeah.
Well, I'm sure
walking to Subway,
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably look.
not
right?
in Subway.
I always look for cameras all the time, but I'll say the same thing to Judah Rhinelander, who played, I can't remember his name, Frank something on, no, not him. What was his name? On 30 Rock, the guy that wore the stupid hats all the time. But he's a comedian.
Judah
Oh, Judah
Friedlander.
Friedlander, yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't remember
yeah.
his name on the show. Anyways, he was like talking about how if you're one of my relatives or a ghost and you're going to haunt me, buckle up because you're going to see some weird shit. And that's what I say to all
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
surveillance people. Look, if you want to watch me all day, that's on you, bro.
Yeah.
You can't like.
That's a much bigger deal for your eyeballs than it is for my fucking self-conscious.
It is.
It really
Exactly.
is.
By the way, did a movie with him. In real life, he dresses like that everywhere he goes.
He's a dirtbag, yeah, in real life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if imagine Jared, like if this was Jared every day, everywhere you went, that's who
Can
Jude
you
is.
can you imagine if Jude had turned all the hats from that show into fucking a Shopify account and sold them?
I think
He would
Did
be
he
a
not?
goddamn bill. No, dude.
No, and
People fucking started doing it because you can't
Stupid.
just license phrases. But if he had just put all the ones from the show, if he had just run a fucking blanket over all those,
correct.
then he would have owned all of it. God damn it, dude.
Well, here's the thing. I heard he had tried.
Oh, really?
And NBC was like, cool, well, that money goes to us because it's on this show. So that's the
course.
rumor I heard, but I don't know if that's true or
So
not.
he probably just said, fuck it, right?
Yeah, and was just like, all right, I'm going to live my life.
I wondered the same thing about. Did you guys ever watch Squidbillies at all?
Yeah. On,
So
Adult
all those
Swim,
stupid
yeah.
hats like breathe if you're or blink if you're horny and stuff like that, or breathe if you're horny, whatever they said. We used to have some of those hats actually.
Oh,
I never
yeah, we
understood why they didn't merchandise their show.
I don't either. That would
You
have
know
been
what I mean?
brilliant. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What I am
Missed
sure
opportunity.
of. Yeah, very missed opportunity. What
Oh,
I
by
am
the way,
sure
there's
of-
more. There's more of this stuff. So, right now, China is the most spied on place. They have one camera for every 4.1 people, and the U.S. has one camera for every 4.6, and we're expected to surpass them sometime next year.
China?
Like we're going to be worse than China by next year. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I always pictured they would be the worst, like forever.
1/9 the population too. That's fucking kind of
Well, here's the exactly. Like here's the thing that little fucking piece of Post-it or tape you have over your MacBook's
Yeah.
camera
Yeah.
is doing shit. You can just fucking knock it off of that stuff. They see everything you do anyways. Come on, man.
How are they seeing it through the screen?
They're not seeing it on this one, but they're seeing everything else. So I mean, what is it exactly, Ross, that you're doing in front of your laptop specifically that you
email.
don't want seen?
He got an email saying that they had his jerk off videos.
Yeah, have
Did
you
you send it? Did you reply with a jerk off video?
Yeah,
Say,
I'll
hey, this
send
is a
them
better
in.
Hey,
angle.
here you go.
Yeah, here I lit
I look
myself
better in
for
this
this.
one. Yeah.
We were live on air, and we did that story where, because it came in, and it was just like, I have your password. I know you've been jacking off and blah, 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 blah. No, this has
Who
been
the
a
fuck?
thing.
What kind of idiot watches porn on a computer anymore?
Exactly.
Where do you watch it?
Do it on your
At
phone.
the drive-in movie theater. What are you talking about?
On your phone
Yeah.
and erase the cookies.
Right.
Why would I even erase the cookies? I want to know what I saw. I got to get back to it. You got to get back to it.
Yeah, you want that algorithm going
Yeah.
strong.
You must
yeah.
not
look
be
at this.
into
Look at this
weird
right
shit.
here.
Jared's got a
When you
full-on
go
account at
see,
Pornhub.
there's my like
And a
favorites
playlist.
and then frequently visited. There's only one.
There it is. And I like how it's up there, right there.
Yep.
I don't care. I have no shame.
No, not at all.
Well, clearly, Jared.
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
and it's
man.
all
We
vacation
never
videos.
thought you did.
Vacation and step sibling.
Well, everything's a sibling now.
Yeah.
Like they're
Step.
every single
Step
thing.
sibling.
Yeah. I
you-
understand.
Do you want me to adopt you and her?
Yeah.
That way, you're step siblings technically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
Then-
could do
'Cause
that.
that would
Yeah.
be so dope.
We're all
Yeah.
adults. I looked into this 2 years ago. When
it's
we talked
completely
about
legal.
Yeah.
No, you can do it.
just two adults. We just both have to sign the piece of paper, basically.
And then Jack Mandeville adopts you, and now we're all part of the family. And then he marries a military girl. We all get TRICARE.
So Jack would be your grandfather.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Are you into grandfather porn?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Have you given it a go?
Nope.
Okay.
I do have a feeling though, like I think the porn universe is the biggest universe on the internet.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of undiscovered gems out there.
It's
Oh,
infinite.
yeah.
And
Yes,
you will
it's
never get
infinite.
to the end of
Yeah,
it.
You'll never get to the end of it. Like, you know, the red tube challenge or
Yep.
lobster tube challenge.
Yeah.
No one's ever completed that.
No,
No.
not yet.
No.
It
I'm
ex-
on A.
Yeah.
Which
You're
is
not
like,
even through Arabians.
Dude, so much
No.
Asian shit. It's like you're on A forever.
I know.
You don't
be
have
stuck
to
on it
watch
forever.
every video on the entire site,
No,
Jesse.
it's one per category.
Yeah.
It's my own challenge
So-
for myself.
Well, look,
What's your
created for.
What's your go-to site?
there's definitely there's
X-video.
There's no way
X-video?
she's not pounding off the Asians anyway, though.
No,
there's no way.
I don't like Asian.
No.
It's very it's too submissive shit.
Oh yeah, the screaming.
And also they blur shit out and they're wearing
Yeah.
panties
They're
and shit.
screaming.
She wants the
There's a
Macho
lot of-
Man Randy Savage coming over the top rope with the forearm shiver to the
Yeah,
face,
yeah, yeah.
man. That's what she's
Yep,
really
yep.
into. That and bondage, apparently. Ross found out last year that she was super into. Oh no, in January that she was super into bondage. He was so hurt by
the
it.
rope stuff.
Not because he was mad that she was into it. He was mad that she hadn't told him before because he's got all this kit.
I'd
He's got all
tie
this
the
stuff.
shit
yeah.
up out of her, choke her, spit on her, like whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'm fucking disgusting.
Dude, and I can't
So-
wait to have time to do that. But like I've said before, a sex dungeon, all of that shit, like it's just too much time.
Once you figure out the nanny situation, I feel like you guys.
Yeah,
can
you
move
guys
into
will have
it,
some more
yeah.
time.
Once you get a solid
Yeah.
day-to-day nanny, you'll have more
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
come out there and help you dig a hole in the ground or whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, build the dungeon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Then get the nanny? Wait, what's the order?
Get the nanny, build the dungeon.
Okay.
Then schedule the dungeon.
I'm fine blocking off 3 hours of my day for shit like that.
Absolutely.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just not at that point right now. Like when I look at those porn videos, widely known, everyone knows this. It just looks like so much
Work.
It is a lot of work.
work
There's a
and
lot of
prep
prep.
and the cleaning and the shaving and the lubing and the thingy and,
at
the
the end of the
setting
day,
up all the.
it's all the same. It's the same
It's
thing.
just the same finish, right?
Yeah.
It's the same outcome. So I don't have time for that build-up shit that I know is great. I know it's great, but meh.
You would if we had
it's
hair and makeup here, James. You would if we had hair and makeup.
Oh, maybe.
It's. I mean, we don't know it's great. It's just like you said. It's a
I
lot.
know.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
Like,
work
that
for the
has to
same
be,
thing.
That has to be your like one hobby. You're not woodworking. You're not
Yeah.
podcasting.
Yeah.
No, your hobby is prepping for sex.
Yes.
It's like personal trainers that are in big, in great
I'm
shape.
getting
It's like
tired just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
lot of
the
prep
leather,
work.
like getting the
No, I'm not
leather
doing any of
on
that,
and
no.
the fucking.
No,
Only to take it off.
I'll stick
Only
to
to take it off after you've finished, where it's like,
I'll
and
stick
then
to-
it's not cool, it's not fun.
I'll stick to things I can do with my hands, like choke and slap.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Woodwork.
yeah, yeah.
Woodwork.
Yeah,
By the way,
some woodwork.
Canoe
Man on the
making.
Moon. You've also got a Man on the Moon look today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Andy
Man on
Kaufman.
the Yes. Yes.
Very
Tony.
Andy.
Jim
Tony Clifford.
Carey,
Who is his alter ego though? Tony.
the wrestler guy.
No.
No,
the guy with
it's
the glasses.
the-
Hey.
Oh,
Everybody.
That's
this
who-
look is
yeah.
it's you
yeah,
can
Tony
go for
Clifton.
both.
Yeah,
Clifton.
I'm
that's it.
feeling comfortable. You know.
You should. And
Best self, your best self.
you at home, you can feel comfortable on KillcliffCBD.com. Nice segue right there. 4 amazing flavors: strawberry, grape, orange kush. What's the 4th one, Dan?
mango.
There it is.
Mango Tango.
Mango.
What?
25
Mango.
milligrams of CBD in every single can.
I'm told the Strawberry Days is amazing.
is the best. 25
Strawberry Days.
milligrams of CBD running through your veins right now.
Strawberry Days.
You will not piss hots. There is no THC in these.
No THC.
Yeah, you can fucking pass a drug test real quick. Yeah,
You can
I'm
fuck and pass a drug test?
Yeah, I'm about to take that drug test, baby. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No
That's-
THC in your
I
system.
don't think that's
you
how
don't.
you
Yeah,
take
you
drug
don't. You don't do.
Sorry?
You don't do semen samples.
Have I been
of
taking
that.
drug
right.
tests wrong? I've
Can
been taking
they
drug tests
can
wrong?
they find drugs in your semen?
Yes.
Ooh, I hope not.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Yes, they can.
Why
They found.
would you
They found
hope not?
COVID
I
in
don't
some
know. I
dude's
just wanted to
semen.
say it.
You don't do drugs nor have semen.
Ooh, I hope not.
Yeah, that sounds like it. I wish that moved to the top of your worries in your
Yeah,
life
yeah.
too. Like,
drugs and
Can
semen.
they find drugs in semen? Yeah.
That's the name of my new album, Drugs and Semen.
It's by the way, you can buy that right now. It's on Amazon. Go to killcliffcbt.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off and free shipping on that. Next up, is Tom Cruise going to space?
probably.
I mean, he's
Anyone's going to.
widely known already as a space cadet.
Well,
but is he actually going there?
He
right? Like
he actually, the Navy authorized him to go through pilot training to fly Hornets for Top Gun 2, and Paramount said no.
So
It
earlier-
would take 8
yeah, they
months.
did, yeah.
Yes.
So he was like
So he
yes,
gets
I would
really
believe
into it.
somebody like
So-
Tom Cruise would talk his way into
Listen,
a spacecraft.
Earlier this year, it was reported that Tom Cruise was working with Elon Musk at SpaceX on a project that would actually see a movie that was shot in space.
And it's true.
They want to do like Gravity or something like that, but shot in fucking
space. Yes.
Now a Twitter account that follows space exploration posted a schedule for all the future space travel missions for SpaceX, and one of them is one that has Tom Cruise and Lyman on the fucking flight.
Correct. And they're going to do this. It's a $200 million budget from Warner Brothers, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to go up on in October 2021. They're going to go up to the ISS via SpaceX's Dragon Axiom. So they're going to do an ISS movie. It looks like the International Space Station.
Correct.
They're going to actually fucking fly up there, do a. And by the way, when this first came out back in the mid 2000s, I think it was like, what was it going to be, like 15 million to go up or something like that?
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
It was something crazy. I think they've gotten it down at this point, but still, it's a lot of money. Each launch cost $1 billion overall.
Right.
So he would have to attach to some other purpose, right? Because he's not going to spend $1 billion.
God.
Correct. Yeah.
But
That's a big budget. That could be the biggest budgeted film.
The weirdest thing to me is we just watched the.
can you imagine what it would make? Every human being on Earth would watch that movie.
Yes.
Just to see a fucking Tom Cruise in space.
Well,
Are you
just to
kidding me?
see a fucking 8K fucking
Yes.
ARRI camera filming
Yeah.
in space.
God, that would be pretty.
It would be rad. The only thing is we've been watching this Challenger doc on Netflix.
Yeah.
What if Tom Cruise exploded?
Oh.
When he went up in the air. That would be the craziest fucking shit of all time.
My opinion, Tom Cruise is the best actor of all time. If you look at
Movie star.
talent, and it's movie star for sure. If you look at talent versus body of work and combine those two together and longevity, there's nobody else even in the same. Like in my opinion, I really don't think
And
anybody
that
else.
coconut
is the same.
cake that he sends to everybody. Oof.
I mean, he's probably guilty of some things. I have no idea what, but he just looks like he probably is, right?
Scientology.
Guilty by
What
like
he's
a guilty
into
adjacent.
sexually is not technically illegal. So
I mean, look
It's
how
just- it's
excited he got
weird.
when he was in love with Katie Holmes. He's standing on fucking couches and stuff. Like
Look
he
how
was
look how
generally-
not gay I am, guys.
Yeah.
He was generally excited.
no, he's.
Oh, was that an act?
Yeah.
Was he not in love with Katie Holmes?
Wait a minute.
I always thought that was a very nice story.
It did kind of seem like he kept her and the kids prisoner for a little while. Then she had to sign over the kids to get out or some shit like that. I mean, it
Sure,
was,
but I think that was more Scientology than him, right?
for sure. Like, yeah,
sad.
he's probably just fucking a space cadet, but he's a great actor. There's still an empty seat on the flight though. If you want to go, you can buy a seat with Doug Liman and Tom Cruise.
How much
No,
is that?
thank you.
I don't know. It didn't say. I looked in a couple of different places and tried to find out, but I couldn't find out. The fact that both of them are going, like Tom Cruise and the guy that he fucking brings in when he wants to do a project on his own and write and direct it, are going. That means this movie is definitely happening because look, there's a risk you can take in movies. Like you'll buy up a bunch of old scripts, or you'll fucking like some indie guy will come out like, hey, you know what? This seems like a really good idea. Let's like fucking Good Will Hunting, for example.
Yeah.
Like what was that? Mara something. Who made that movie?
Miramax.
Yeah, Miramax. So it's
Harvey
like
Weinstein.
people will fucking I know, but people will fucking grab on this flyer sometime. This is way too big of an expenditure unless there's 100% chance this movie's going to get made, provided they make it back.
Yeah, if they don't make it
Both
back, though.
times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're flying up for. And I don't.
Yeah, but a space movie would probably kill in China just as much as it would here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's Tom Cruise.
Correct.
So I mean, like the box office, they'll probably make. My guess would be somewhere around $5-6 billion out of the box office from that. If people go back into movie theaters, right?
If
we don't
they
know.
do.
If
I don't think they. I don't think they will. But,
well, this is not. They're not even doing the fucking location scout until October of next year, right? So that means the movie's not coming out until fucking
2024.
the spring,
Yeah.
the spring, 2 springs after that. Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
Do you guys all want to
knows?
go to space?
Yes. I'd like to go.
I think we should. I think
don't
we should
care.
take a Drinkin Bros corporate trip
Yeah.
to Florida, and we go on 0G.
oh, we can do that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
$3,400 a person.
I'll definitely
Yeah.
pass out though.
Will you
No,
really?
you won't pass out.
Yeah.
Dude,
if
it's
when
zero
I
gravity.
how? Oh, you're talking about just the G. You're talking about the plane.
The
goes
plane
like
that does
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
and then
Nope.
we float around and throw each other.
Yeah.
I say we have to have a game of some sort.
I'm
You know,
down.
maybe somebody comes and then we all got to dodge it.
That's always been
great.
my problem with. That's why I don't want to go
You'd
to
be
space.
the only one freaking out about it. but go
Seriously,
ahead.
that's why I don't want to go to space because I feel like they're just up there dodging cum, man, all the time. Like, how are you not? Because if you're like me, you pound off what 5 times a day, 4 or 5 times a day.
4
It's
or
like,
5 to 6, 7 times a
Yeah,
day,
it's
yeah.
like there's like if I'm in space, what am I doing? Like into a sock every time? How many socks and how do I explain to the rest of the crew that I'm going through 8 fucking pairs of socks a day?
Yeah,
It's
socks are
embarrassing.
expensive too
Yeah.
for astronauts.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Astronaut socks, yeah.
Astro socks too. They don't hold. You have to use 2.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to use 2. So it's
Yeah.
like,
And it's 1 pair a day.
so what are you doing?
One
are you
pair every 5.
I guess if you were wearing condoms or something when you pound it off, that'd be weird.
That'd be
Yeah,
real
people
weird.
would-
Otherwise,
people would judge you.
That's my real, like, I understand space, I understand the math, I understand all that stuff. I mean, it would be nice at the end of my life maybe to see that, but I don't think
Sure.
I would want to go up there now.
No.
I could see
I have
pictures.
no
There's
There-
not enough perfection.
No,
like
there-
it's still a gamble that anything even gets up
And
there.
Yeah.
there are cameras literally orbiting our planet right now that can see better and take a fucking 8K picture that'll look better to me than my own eyeballs will out in space. So what
Exactly.
the fuck, man?
The one thing that nobody talks about is that footage will look fake, though. It'll be black.
That's
so.
kind of been my whole thing about Top Gun 2 is we have never filmed any United States aircraft with this technology before. And
Yeah,
Top
the
Gun
new
2,
stuff, yeah.
Top Gun 2 is going to come out. You are going to be
Is it
blown
actually
away.
going to, when is it going to actually come out?
It's
July 4th of next year.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
God damn. I feel bad for Miles Teller. Every time it seems like he's about to get,
Something.
he's in a great movie and everybody's like, holy shit, this is a fucking
All
great
right,
movie.
this is going to break you
Then
out.
it comes
Yeah.
out, no, the studio doesn't do any fucking press for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the awards organizations don't give 2 fucks, right? Like
No.
that's how it works. If your fucking own studio isn't out on the stump doing press for you, there's no way you're winning an award.
No.
It's the same thing
You know
that
what,
happened
though?
to Arrested
Like-
Development back in the day. Fox didn't do shit for them, and they fucking after 3 seasons canceled.
You're a lead in Top Gun 2 at that point. I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
no,
it's
but
true.
I'm a
I'm just
lead in
saying it
Top
would be
Gun.
fucking nice.
Yeah, it would
if
be
they would
nice.
actually do their goddamn jobs.
It would be nice.
But they don't care.
No, they don't.
You know what does it?
I mean, because
Does
if they were smart,
do.
they could use this to ramp Miles Teller, and he's got another 25
Seriously,
years
they could
in
turn him
to
into
be
the
Tom
next Top Gun
Cruise.
Yeah.
guy.
Exactly.
They could transition him over to the Mission Impossible guy too. It's the same studio and the same
I
director
mean,
writer.
with
So, like,
all due, he's no Tom Cruise.
no one
He-
is
You're
ever
not-
going to
yeah,
be
you're
Tom
not
Cruise.
gonna
I'm
make-
just saying, like,
We're
he's
not
great.
building another Tom Cruise.
We're not building.
Yeah.
We're not building another
anyone.
Tom.
Yeah.
We're not
I don't know
building
if
anyone.
we've got the parts.
No. No, they don't. But if you got
You
the
just
parts,
keep having kids until it looks like Tom Cruise.
give it a
We
get
could definitely
CRISPR.
clone him.
CRISPR
Oh,
him.
like breeding dogs, kind of.
We could definitely
Yeah.
clone him.
CRISPR baby him, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're going to shave out there, shave up yourself like Tom Cruise, go to manscaped.com. Manscaped.com is the best shaving products if you're going to shave up all your pubic regions. It's all the porn you're watching on X videos and Pornhub. You got to shave up, Jabes, you know? Keep it tight.
Who?
Yeah, guys and girls, you know?
Yeah.
Guys and girls. Go to manscaped.com.
If that's your thing.
That's your thing, right?
Are you going rocking the bush? And also, if you do rock a bush, do you like treat it the same way as your head hair? Do you like treat it every day? Do you color it regularly, or how's that work?
I don't need to color it, thankfully, yet. But I do need to.
Gross.
Wait, that means it's not gray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
expect
not
that.
gray?
I just meant, do you want it to match your hair? Do you want to have like
Oh, blonde. I don't love a blonde pube.
really?
Do you guys?
Does it look like
disappointing.
weird and wispy?
It
or
just
something?
looks like, you know, like when people have a flesh-colored beard, like a blonde, super
Yeah, it's
blonde
unsettling,
beard.
yeah.
Like
It's
just,
unsettling, yeah.
You like a contrast, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I definitely have that, and just keep it like a long 5 o'clock shadow.
What the fuck are we
There
talking
you go.
about right now?
We're talking about pubes.
It's
brother.
manscaped.com.
my
It's used to shave pubes.
The Lawnmower
All kinds of
3.0
pubes.
is the best in the
Listen,
biz.
the stripes coming back.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I've heard that.
Is
The
it?
stripes coming
The
back.
landing strip, you mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I used to like the landing strip.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick's got a good joke about that. He's like, hey, have you ever mowed your lawn and right next to the fucking front door, you just leave a little bit? Like, what the fuck is the point of that? Shave
is
it or
the
don't
point?
shave it, but what the fuck are you doing there?
It could be hot.
At least put like some kind of weird design in there. Put like HIV and big block letters
There
across the
you
top
go.
of your pubes, and then just dare people to stick it in.
Yeah, just be like, hey, go ahead, raw dog it.
Yeah,
dude.
good luck.
Let's raw dog, bro.
I think the point of the landing strip is that all the necessary places are cleared,
Well, also,
but
if
you
you're-
don't look like a 12-year-old.
If you treat your dick like a plane, you also know where to put it. You know, it's a nice little instruction kit of
Sure.
where to put it. Go to manscaped.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off there at manscaped.com. Next up, Kentucky descends into chaos after the Breonna Taylor ruling. What's the end game here, Dan?
That's a good question. I don't know. If you watched the show yesterday, you heard a lot about what the circumstances of that whole case were. And it's a lot more complicated than what it seemed. Like this woman was definitely directly involved actively in the drug trade in some way or another. If it was only just managing Jamarcus Glover's money, because that was like heavily discussed. There's like all the documentation has been released,
And there's audio of it from
Yeah.
the prison. Yeah.
So
But
it's
it
like-
wasn't just that.
No, and like some of the early stuff was that people were reporting was conversations between him and his current girlfriend, if you want to call her that, and it was basically he was just lying to her about the other girl, and then she found out at some. If you read all the documentation, you'll find out at some point she found out about the other girl. It's like, oh, you're just fucking with her. Why she got your money? And the guy's trying to make excuses and shit, but he's lying the whole time. When it actually got down to brass tacks, it seemed like Breonna Taylor was definitely involved in this whole thing. That doesn't excuse like firing into the dark. I don't know what happened when the guys were there on the ground. I know the one officer clearly fired randomly into other people's places, and that's why he got fired, and it's also why he's being indicted now. But as far as shooting her after one of their people got shot, bullets coming out the door and going back in and stuff like that. Look, we've been shot through doors before and had to shoot back through the door without knowing who the fuck's over there. But you got to do something, right?
Right.
So it's a tough situation, honestly. But it's definitely not one where all these people are like charge the officers with this or that. Like, look, let's find out the facts first, and the facts say this, so we don't charge people.
No one even cares once they do.
Yeah.
No.
I was having an argument again with my fucking Pacific Northwest dum-dums.
Yeah.
And it was like, the 3 points that she made weren't true. And I was like, no, have you read? Did you actually go and read this situation? Because everything you just said isn't correct.
Right.
Well, I don't care. You just made an opinion based on wrong information there, dummy.
Or
Right.
that's something that Beyonce posted, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where we're at as a
Beyonce
society.
told me to hate this. Beyonce told
What
me
I
to
said on
do
the last show
this.
too is that like her name, just the name Breonna Taylor, has transcended, and this person that you're talking about just uses that name in a way that doesn't actually align with what you're trying to talk about, right? Like it just means we're mad at
Yeah.
this point. Because if you really do look at the facts, like you said, the things that led them to the door and the things that led to the warrant being granted, signed, and this whole order, you know,
Pushing forward.
forward were all of those facts, and it was all warranted to get them to the door. Now, what happened after that? A little bit, you know, definitely tragic, and it wasn't exactly what they
The plan
wanted.
was.
But there, as far as like you said, Dan, always like taking yes for an answer. There's the Breonna law, right?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of reform that happened from this.
Breonna law, by the way, is a law that deals with no-knock warrants, which are we discussed this yesterday, but it's a bad idea. If Jared and I were in that situation? Frankly, we would wait for the guy to be in the person to be in their most vulnerable position, and it's not barricaded inside your house where we don't know what's inside your hands. That's stupid,
Right.
in my opinion. You could have waited fucking 2 days. That guy would have walked out eventually. You just fucking snatch his ass off the porch when you know he doesn't have a gun in his hands. You know what I mean?
And you know you're not going to hurt anybody, blah, blah, blah.
But hindsight's 2020. All these police departments have policies that their officers are sworn to uphold. It's not just like, well, I think this is the right thing to do. Sometimes you have to go outside the chain of command and get shit done, right? But typically speaking, this is the way they're trained, and they're not trained nearly enough. And now we're dealing with all this uproar in Louisville, and it's going to spread, obviously, because it always does.
But the point of that is that there is an officer charged.
Yeah.
There are laws and reform because of this exact case, and that's what you wanted. But it's not good enough, and you won't take yes.
It's nothing. I don't think anything would have been good enough.
Nothing will be
No.
good
To be
enough.
honest, because it's not about the change.
No.
It's about throwing a tantrum.
Yes.
These are millennial children, and they're used to getting immediately what they want and need. They're not used to doing without, because we went through a generation that didn't, at least for our communities, when I say our, I mean white people, for the most
Yes.
part, unless you're some like poor rural area, you did pretty okay
Yeah.
growing up, even if you were kind of like, my family was basically poor for a while, but I still did it right for the most part. Like, we figured it out. We weren't like, I wasn't dodging bullets all the time, shit like that. These people have never faced any real challenges in their life, and now they see other people facing challenges, so it's part of the fucking oppression FOMO that I talk about all the time, where people feel empathetic towards somebody, but they don't know what to do with that emotion. Like, this upsets me that it's happening, and it upsets everybody, by the way. Any conscious person, it's going to upset It's going to affect you. I don't know what to do with that. So my ignorance turns that empathy into rage. And that rage obviously has no fucking intellect behind it. It's just nonsense. It's fucking random violence. So
Nonsense.
I wonder about, look, police are not trained, even riot police. You're not trained to deal with people coming out on the street with guns, armed up like that.
Yeah.
Like you're trained to fucking deal with rowdy crowds that might have incendiary devices or fucking blunt objects or something like that, but you're not trained to fucking be a combat operator. It's a whole different fucking ball game. Some SWAT guys are, but it's not fucking out in urban areas. It's mostly inside of other houses, right? Like they don't train to fucking take city blocks down like we did. It's a whole different story. And I wonder now at what point we're going to suspend posse comitatus and send actual operators and not National Guard people in there, frankly.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
It feels like we're getting close because the National Guard was called into Louisville. It seemed to at least quell the violence last night. Not sure what's going to happen tonight or over the weekend, obviously. But the other part of this story that I kind of wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about is a lot of people don't know what a grand jury is and what they do. So in the case of Breonna Taylor, when this goes to a grand jury and they say a grand jury has voted to do X, right?
Right.
Explain to the audience what that means, because I think a lot of people just don't get it.
Yeah, people don't understand. So for a lot of felony charges, there's actually, this is a constitutional requirement, by the way. It's not just something that became law over time. It's a constitutional requirement. A prosecutor will present the evidence to an impartial group of citizens called a grand jury. This is from the Department of Justice website, by the way, or Justice Department, rather. Witnesses may be called to testify. Evidence is shown to the grand jury, and an outline of the case is presented to grand jury members. And remember, by the way, that the barrier of entry for information or evidence into a grand jury is much lower. Like things that would be inadmissible in normal court are admissible here. So they see everything. Just because a cop fucked up bagging some evidence doesn't mean they lose the ability to decide whether or not that's an indictable offense. So all proceedings and statements, the grand jury listens to prosecutor and witnesses, then votes in secret on, and that's not the case, by the way, in a normal jury. They fucking, there's different things that happen anyways. Whether they believe that enough evidence exists to charge the person with a crime. A grand jury may decide not to charge an individual based on the evidence, then no indictment would come from that grand jury. All proceedings and statements made before a grand jury are sealed, meaning that only the people in the room have knowledge. So these people have all the information. Mm-hmm. And it's typically 16 to 23 people made up from the community, just like a normal jury, but they're screened just like any other juror, right? The prosecution can dump people, and the defense can dump people.
Right.
If you've ever seen that. So this is human beings that were shown way more evidence than any of you stupid motherfuckers out there have seen. And they decided that
They all voted.
Mm-hmm. And it was clear enough that there was no reason to indict for murder. That's how that process works.
And again, but it's not good enough for anyone, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, they don't
anyways
even
at
know.
this point.
They don't even know what a grand jury is to begin with.
No, the prevailing theory is something like some cabal or fucking white nationalist, white supremacist underground government inside of the entire United States is making this stuff happen.
Or governed by emotion, and they even said in the announcement, the press release yesterday, he was struggling with it, but he basically was like, sometimes justice doesn't align with what your emotions feel about a tragedy, right? Like that's not always going to be exactly aligned, and I'm sorry, and that's how it works.
No,
right?
and if you're honestly, if you're the kind of person that looks at somebody that has all the evidence, and you with some of the evidence and none of the experience are criticizing them for their decision, that's like telling somebody like, hey, you shouldn't feel so bad about this person treating you this way. It's not that big a deal.
Outrage culture is just, it has superseded reality now. I mean, Eddie Gallagher is a prime example. The masses spread the message that he was acquitted by the president. No, a jury found him not guilty in his trial. That's a lot different. He was found not guilty in the trial.
Right.
He wasn't pardoned.
Right.
And you ask regular people that, hey, you do know that he was found not guilty. No, I thought President Trump pardoned him. No, President Trump jumped in when the Navy wasn't going to let him retire at the rank that he exited out, even though he won the trial. That's when the president said, hey, you guys are fucked up.
Right.
But outrage culture.
Yeah.
Who's faster to get the information out?
Who's
they don't care.
Telephone
That's the thing.
culture, right?
Yeah.
Like,
They're on the streets yelling, people should be held accountable. We hold a trial and they go, no. this wasn't what you thought it was, what the
Right.
media reported it, and then everybody burns everything down.
It's a it's a tantrum. You have a 5-year-old or 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
so
know
tantrum.
exactly what a fucking tantrum is, and you're
Yes.
witnessing it right now.
Yes.
Now, what causes a tantrum? Typically, it's somebody that is too they're not intellectually or emotionally sophisticated enough to deal with the things they're thinking and feeling. That's what
They
that
can't
is.
ask you for exactly what they want.
Right.
When you ask them what they want, they
don't know.
fall on
Right.
the ground crying.
Yeah, and it's very indicative of like the late 1950s and early 1960s during the Korean War and before the big free love hippie movement started. People were fucking angry. They didn't know why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like, something's not right, and we're fucking pissed off. To be honest, I think it was the civil rights issue. I think everybody kind of saw it. Like, if you walk outside, no matter how we all tend to dodge the fucking homeless these days, when you see that shit in mass, it fucking makes you feel some kind of way. It's like, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
why is this
Yeah.
happening in my goddamn country? It makes you feel some kind of way about it. You know what I mean?
You don't know what to do. You don't know why. Whatever. You
Yeah.
just like feel.
I think we became really comfortable in the late 50s, sometime around the late 50s, and started looking inward at our country. And everybody was like, they saw all the Jim Crow shit and the injustice, like, man, something's wrong here. It just felt wrong, right?
Yeah.
And I think people have a keen sense of that stuff, and you can see it in society. People start to get angry for no reason sometimes over weird shit. But you can tell that typically when there's anger, there's usually a reason for it. It's typically not the reason that you see people applying that anger to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you see somebody pissed off or in a bad mood,
It's not usually that little thing.
just
it's
listen.
something-
Just shut the fuck up and listen a little bit. You'll probably figure out what it is, and then you can help.
Right.
You can't just fucking like, hey, you shouldn't be mad right now. Like, don't fucking ever tell anybody that's mad to not be mad. Especially if she's got a vagina, because that will fucking be the end of your
You're
fucking
acting
life.
crazy.
You have no reason to be mad.
Just calm down.
Calm down. That's a good one.
man.
Calm down.
Jason Rao just texted me, says I look amazing.
Did he really?
Well,
he was
I
on the show.
mean-
He was on the show.
He was.
on,
He
He
was
has
just on-
eyes, doesn't he?
One of the best. One of the best. This is the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. This one was submitted by AJ Gamble from New Jersey, member of Drinkin Bros since 2016, and
Yeah,
he's
his,
nominating
his
Kyle
brother,
Gamble.
yeah.
Correct. He said he'd like to nominate my little brother Kyle Gamble as Drinkin Bro of the week.
Gamble.
He passed away Tuesday night at the age of 31 years old when he lost control of his
Motorcycle
Harley
accident, yeah.
on the way home from a
Why
leisure
you and I
ride.
don't have Harleys.
And I don't ride motorcycles for real.
I'm scared of everybody else driving.
know.
Not me.
That's exactly why I don't ride. But he hit a telephone pole, he says fortunately, we say unfortunately, he died on impact and he didn't suffer. He traveled the country working as a pipeliner, always on his own from North Dakota to Texas to Florida. He loved to hunt and was never without his Glock 43. And he died doing what he loved, and that was riding Harleys. In fact, he rode from New Jersey to Sturgis and all the way back, all by himself, and raged so epically. He was a guest on a bike podcast. Kyle was the epitome of an American man, loved freedom, lived his life from his own terms, and took care of his family. He's deeply missed. Thank you to all the Drinkin Bros and the Nooners, and to Ross, Dan, Jessie, and Jared. Hey, man, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
I know AJ Gamble. He's
Yeah.
in all the groups.
He's usually in the chat actually during the day. I don't know where he is today.
Yeah. Well, he might be prepping
Dealing with this
for,
shit, yeah.
for this. And we're thinking about you, brother. We love you. We love you. Jared, we love your look.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's inspired by your relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And Saturday is the rib-off between Jessie and Jared. We will be filming that and putting that up on YouTube. May the
Saboteur.
best lady
You're
or
already
man
sabotaging
win.
me.
That's just Giorgio, if you could go to the shot of the loser real quick. There you go. Thank you.
Look
Thank
at
you,
you.
Aiden.
Giorgio, which camera did you go to? Thank you.
Sorry, hit the wrong
There it
button. I
is.
was trying.
Thank
Team
you.
James. Team James.
For D'Anthony Holloway, Jared Lord Hot Dog Taylor, Jesse Wiseman, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros Fake News. Good afternoon, everyone. Can't do the thing, my voice. There it is.